My friend was always an hour late. So I stopped waiting. I 27F have a friend 28F who has been chronically late for as long as I have known her, and for years I convinced myself it was just a personality quirk I needed to accept if I wanted to keep the friendship. I'm not talking about being 5 or 10 minutes late, I mean consistently 30 minutes to an hour late, sometimes more, with no warning and no real apology afterward. At first, I genuinely tried to be understanding. Everyone struggles with time management sometimes. Traffic happens. Anxiety happens. Life happens. But over time, it became impossible to ignore how often her lateness landed directly on me and only me. We would plan dinners, shows, birthday parties, or group hangouts, and she would insist we go together. Then she would show up late, leaving me standing alone outside restaurants, apologizing to hosts, missing reservations, or awkwardly explaining to people why we were delayed. Every single time, I absorbed the inconvenience so she didn't have to. I tried addressing it calmly more than once. I told her it stressed me out to always be waiting and rushing. She laughed and said, "You know I'm bad with time." When I suggested we meet at locations instead of traveling together, she said it felt distant and unsupportive. When I asked her to leave earlier, she said I was pressuring her and making her anxiety worse. Slowly, I noticed how often I was adjusting my schedule around her, leaving earlier, blocking off extra time, mentally preparing to wait, while she changed nothing. I started showing up late to my own commitments because I was used to accommodating her. I was losing hours of my life standing around, scrolling on my phone, feeling embarrassed and frustrated while telling myself I was being a good friend. The breaking point came with an event I had been excited about for months. It was a ticketed event with timed entry and limited seating, and I made it very clear how important it was to arrive on time. I reminded her multiple times. She promised she would be ready. The day of the event, I arrived at our meeting spot exactly when we agreed. She was not there. I waited 10 minutes. Then 20. Then 30. I texted. She replied that she was almost done getting ready. I watched groups walk inside while I stood alone outside feeling stupid for trusting her again. When I finally called her, she said she was leaving in 5 minutes, which I knew from experience meant at least 20 more. That was the moment something in me finally gave up. Not in a dramatic, explosive way, just a quiet decision. I stopped waiting. I went inside alone and took my seat. I didn't announce it. I didn't make a point. I just chose myself for once. When she arrived nearly an hour later and realized I wasn't waiting outside, she lost it. She accused me of abandoning her, embarrassing her, and being a bad friend. She said friends wait for each other. She said I betrayed her trust. What hurt wasn't her anger, it was her complete inability to understand why I was done sacrificing my time. When I tried to explain calmly that I was tired of missing things because of her lateness, she snapped and said something that changed how I saw our friendship forever. She told me she needed me to be there first so she wouldn't have to walk into events alone. She admitted she feels awkward and judged when she arrives late by herself, and that she always counted on me to be there smoothing things over, making excuses, and taking the social hit. In that moment, everything clicked. I wasn't just her friend, I was her buffer. I existed to absorb the discomfort, embarrassment, and consequences of her behavior so she never had to face them herself.